Welcome, everyone, to our very first WOEFM, World Organization of Energy and Frequency Medicine, weekly check in with Dr. Lemmon and your host, Carolina Billings. We'll speak about where my doctorate comes from in a second, but Dr. Lemmon is our resident clinician. So let's get that straightened out. Welcome, Dr. Lemmon.
Great to be here, Carolina.
Brilliant, brilliant. So we are so excited. Today we're discussing both your feature in the magazine, which answers the question, is energy medicine a magic bullet? And our goal for the WFM and the magazine and our broadcast and everything we do is to expand the knowledge of what is energy medicine and energy medicine, frequency medicine, and natural medicine, and how we pull it all together. And what does it have to do with, the price of bread every day, right? And of course, Dr. Lemmon is the founder of Rediscover Health Natural Medicine. He's a natural doctor, and he is our clinical advisor for the WOEFM. So, welcome, Dr. Lemmon.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Big topic, few minutes, but that's how we get started, right? It's a complex subject, so we're going to tackle it one point at a time.
Yeah, so is energy medicine a magic bullet? It's kind of a loaded question, right? So in the article, my kind of point of view was talking about there are no magic bullets, but there are, let's just say there's not always magic bullets, but there are times you get lucky, right? Where you try the right therapy at the right time, and that's just the missing piece that you needed. And that becomes your magic bullet moment.
So it's the timing that is the magic bullet.
So if you've been working on all the puzzle pieces for a long time and you get that last piece and you're like, that can be your magic bullet. But if you just say, I have cancer, I'm going to try energy medicine, and I'm just going to trust in that and nothing else, then you're probably barking up the wrong tree. But energy medicine is really powerful in that context of chronic disease and cancer and other any health issue or depression, anxiety, mental health issue as well. So
it's a critical condition that we normally would think that energy and frequency and natural is counterproductive or woo-woo. That's not the case.
Yeah, exactly. There's we have kind of the two different modes of energy medicine that I like to think of. There's the slightly more perceived as woo-woo side of biofield medicine, Reiki. It's a little bit more invisible, a little bit more subtle. We don't have instruments that really know how to measure that yet, but it's still very palpable, very experiential. If you have a Reiki treatment, you feel relaxed, you feel amazing, you feel wonderful. And I talk a little bit about Dr. Oh goodness,
we're drawing a blank.
Yeah,
we're gonna need a natural healing for memory.
William Bankston. He wrote a book called The Energy Cure, and he learned Reiki-like subtle energy biofield medicine, and kind of developed this technique of using just intention and basically the energy from your hands and your body. And he learned over and over to being able to reproduce it with these scientific studies of heal these mice with cancer. Basically, they would breed the mice and inject them with cancer, and all the control mice would die. And then all the mice that they were doing these energy treatments on would live. And he's done research after research after research on this. So he's one of the ones that's been the most scientifically documenting that subtle energy. And then on the other side, you have the measurable energy medicine like microcurrent or Rife frequency machines that are using measurable electricity that we electrical engineers know and understand, and can be measured in wavelengths and amplitudes and frequencies and that kind of thing. So that is a little bit more on that scientific, slightly conventional side, but there's a lot of things that conventional medicine doesn't understand or doesn't accept about that side of it as well. So
Yet, I would like to think
yeah,
is yet, right?
right.
And one area that got me interested in energy and frequency was AI, actually, in biotech, right? And how I first came in contact with it was through mindfulness. I did a graduate program for mindfulness with U of T, and they do. This was pre-pandemic, so it's been a minute. And at the time, mindfulness was just being introduced throughout the medicine faculties at U of T, and they were beginning to do the first PhDs on it and doing a lot more scientific study on the efficacy of mindfulness, right? Mindfulness meditation and such. So they were doing a lot of research and a lot of work with the innovation and pioneering of John Kabat-Zinn. And he was doing a lot of research at MIT and begin to measure it, right? I don't know what this obsession with measurement, that we have in our culture, that if we can, I get it, right? Like if we can quantify it somehow, it becomes true, right? But there's
Real, yeah.
also the placebo effect as well. Like you were saying, people, when you believe and there's hope and in self-healing, right? Another gentleman that's done a lot of work with it is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's done tons and tons of work with the placebo effect and in energy and frequency. So to be fully transparent, so tell you how we got here. So I'm not a medical doctor. I am a scholar, PhD, that really I was working with AI and marketing aggregates, and I'm a master's in communication. And in the process of championing women along the way, I did earn an additional doctorate in humanitarian services. So having done tons of work with mindset, leadership, and in training and all that, what I've came to realize is that many of us are doing the right thing. We're doing the training, we're doing the personal development, the career development. But if our body, if our systems are not operating properly, it's just non-sustainable. Like we're trying to get the skills, but it's not landing, it's not staying long term. So I began to do a little bit of research on it, right? So I don't, again, the whole doctor, PhD, academic scholar thing is, yes, you earn your doctorate, but you're not a physician, which takes me to one of the missions and visions of the WOEFM. And Dr. Lemmon rightly pointed out Reiki, for example. Not all Reiki, in my opinion, is created equal. If you have a natural practitioner or a clinician that is that has a lot more research degrees or education, and they introduce natural modalities, that's very different than somebody that's got their accreditation online in 20 minutes, right? Which happens. I don't mean to be an elitist about it. So that is where Dr. Lemon and I began to work together, along with many other clinicians and practitioners that are beginning to be pioneers in energy and frequency, right? And that's what brought us together. One from the logistics of it, and the community building and brand building and messaging, and of course Dr. Lemmon's knowledge. One of the things that you had me at was your latest book, Cancer and the Biology of Hope. And in working with you, just the word hope, right? You normally don't hear that from a physician or from a doctor, right? Is you're going there for some degree of certainty based on pharma, right? Or known modalities. You don't really hear, and my father was a doctor, so I'm not trying to put anybody down. Love doctors, lawyers, and the works. But you don't normally hear hope coming from your physician.
Yeah, it's a little bit different for everyone, but yeah, my younger sister, back in 2012, was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and the oncologist that was working with her, just the first visit, said, "You have 0% chance. You're gonna die." And it's just like, what? Like, what kind of,
And
who
many
would ever
people,
say that? Like, you're not God. So I just have a hard time with
yeah,
that kind
and
of
you're right. There's
behavior,
many
just
people
because the statistics
that are
say,
given a diagnosis and told, "Oh, you got 4 months to live," and they die in 4 months,
yeah.
right?
So yeah, that self-fulfilling prophecy, they need to understand that it's the opposite of the placebo effect. That's called the nocebo effect. If
Oh,
the doctor says you're going to die in 4 months or 6 months or 1 year or whatever, then they often will fall really close to that date and follow their doctor's orders and pass away at that time. So that's I had a big challenge with that kind of language, and so I want to give my patients that hope of the statistics might be you have a 5% chance of living, but that's if you're doing just the conventional things and you're not doing all the other puzzle pieces that we talk about in the 7 pathways of healing.
mhm.
So by taking and putting into effect all those 7 pathways, you're basically taking a magnifying glass and saying that 5% is now 10%, now 20%, now 30%, and you're increasing your chances more and more with
And no
everything that
two
you do.
people are created equal.
Yeah, the
Either you
doctors
can
can
take
never
the
know like what
same,
your path is and what your destiny is. So
you can have the same protocol to two people, and their bodies, their lifestyle, their genetics, it's all different, right? So yeah, so I am so excited about this work. We really lead a team of innovators and practitioners and clinicians that have come to the same realization that it is in the lifestyle. And we speak a lot, you see it in our magazine, movement as medicine, walking as medicine, laughter as medicine. So not all toxic things are medicine, right? Which sometimes you end up having more you know, second, what are they called? I don't do medication, but you end up with second symptoms and
side
based on what
effects.
you're
Yeah.
currently taking, right? So if you can really take responsibility, and I know that's the R word, responsibility, and be honest to yourself about things that you can do every single day. And when you think energy and frequency, if you think this is like some, again, like mysterious, controversial, music has energy and frequency, right? Scent, like I was just reading an article, which I will add to our next conversation, that we actually have 15 senses.
Mm,
We often think of just the five, right? But it goes beyond that. And I don't think we are educated, what you are, and a lot of the clinicians and practitioners, but your everyday person, there's so much that we really are not taught about our understanding our body and how to live, how to optimize it every single day, which what you said about the magic bullet being the timing.
Yeah, the right treatment at the right time, in the right dose, by the right person, with the right belief, all those things aligning up. That's when the magic happens. But yeah, I do believe that you have to think holistically, and all those seven pathways have to have some attention to them. And that's when the magic happens. So if you've done the work, then that last little missing piece can be your magic bullet. But in general, you don't want to put your faith in any one of those pathways and any one aspect of health or medicine or anything else. But it's creating that balanced, holistic treatment plan that really makes the difference.
I love it. So we're excited to tell you that Dr. Lemmon and I will come to you and many of our practitioners and clinicians every week, and we will address things that we can do every single day to optimize and mitigate, and also include with traditional medicine. As you said, if you have a chronic condition, by all means, like take, do chemo, do whatever it takes. But in addition to that, try some holistic, gentle lifestyle choices and adjustments along the way. So, our magazine is out this week, and you can subscribe. Of course, you find out more about Dr. Lemmon, who stepped up to be our curator of a whole bunch of things that we're doing, because we want to make sure that um, we're telling things that when we know, we know, when we don't know, we don't know. And it's okay, right? We're kind of learning and growing together and along the way. And you can visit our website, WOEFM.org, and find out our directories, find an expert, ask questions. And of course, Dr. Lemmon has his community of practice that he's launching, all about cancer and the seven pathways to healing. And we're so excited. So I am so grateful, and it's just such joy to bring visionaries like you and our mentor experts to the world. So thank you everybody for joining us. And anything that someone can practice today, Dr. Lemmon, that could get them started in their energy and frequency healing journey.
One of the easiest, simplest things you can do is taking off your shoes and walking barefoot in the grass, connecting to the earth. It's called earthing or grounding. There's a few books about it. And that's one of the safest, easiest, naturalist things you can do to just connect to the energy of the earth and ground that static electricity out of your body, and just feel relaxed and connected and sleep better and reduce pain.
Love it. Thank you, everybody. And we'll put all kinds of links below so that you can get in contact and join us and join our community. So thank you so much, Dr. Lemmon. Always a pleasure. So
See you next
until
time.
next week.